What I'm holding in my hand, believe it or not, is a diode laser. This is the LaserPecker L1 diode laser, and we're going to jump into it to take a look at it today. Here we have the LaserPecker L1Pro Super kit. Let's go ahead and unbox this, let you guys see what it is, and go ahead and put it together. First of all, this laser comes with a very nice case. This is a soft shell, although it is a rigid case. It has a very nice zipper all around and a handle here at the top that makes it very easy for carrying, portable, and honestly looks very sharp as well. Opening up the case here, we have a very nice presentation. You have right up front your protective orange screens. These are panels that are fully magnetic on the sides that you're able to stand and put around the laser. So you guys will see these in a few minutes. So I'm gonna set them aside for right now. Up here in this top pocket you have laser glasses, standard green ones, nothing's fancy, but they are included. You then have a couple of pieces of paper, cardboard, for test engraving and cutting. You've got a very cool looking maker's mat, or I guess, I don't know, carving mat, cutting board. I'm not really sure what these are called. However, it is about, we'll say, an 8 by 5.5 mat. Very thick, durable. It's got some grid lines marked out, some angles, and overall a very nice touch for a tool such as this. So cool to see that. You also get a nice wooden ruler. Now at first you may be thinking, well that's neat, why is that? The cool thing about this is it allows you to measure things and convert them to millimeters if you're like me in the US and we're not great at conversions. Say if I'm engraving on this, in the US this may be a 3 by 5, which I don't know, is it? No, see, it's a 4 1/4 by something else. Either way, if I want to engrave this in the software, it is all in metric, so this ruler is nice to be able to say, okay, overall this is about 110 millimeters wide. So cool, very cool thing to add. I don't know if that was intended, perhaps. Either way, it is highly appreciated and is something that I've come to realize the value in having in this kit already. Last thing to round out this top pocket is all of your instructional material, booklet, brochure type things you generally get with products. It's all stored up here as well. Down here we have the meat and potatoes of this thing. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get it out because you're going to want to see it. This is the actual laser itself. The entire laser is contained within this, both diode laser and mirror, which is what controls the movement. It's all in this small little cylinder device, and that is very cool. You have a standard US outlet to USB adapter, a small USB-A to USB-C cord, and then a longer USB-A to USB-C cord. We'll cover these in a second when we set the laser up. Underneath this flap here, we have the body, or the, I mean, it's not really gantry, but we'll call it the mounting system of this laser. This is very nice, heavy-duty aluminum. It is mostly metal construction. Everything that's kind of got this grayish, purplish hue is metal. It is easy to fold up and out, and a very cool setup. So we'll set this aside for now. We'll show you this in just a second, so hang tight. Last thing to show inside this case is the little tripod they give you with this kit. This is if you want to do anything of, laser engraving stationary objects. I think on their website they talk about or show it standing here and engraving something fixed, like a piece of furniture, something where it's not feasible to take it and put it under the laser. This little tripod can be used for that. So pretty neat and a cool little touch. This case is extremely nice The zipper is high quality. Your insert and everything is a nice cushioning but firm inserts, fit well and snug. Your flap here to separate the laser mount and tripod from the protective plastic screens, very nice. I'm very pleased with this. This was an extremely cool surprise and high quality add-on. So that's all of the things in the box. Let's go ahead and assemble this laser, which is going to be very easy to do. It is super easy. So this is your base. It is made out of metal. Most everything you see that's kind of this grayish color is metal, probably aluminum. You sit it like this. You fold up this arm, and then you fold up this little arm, and that's it. That is your base, your laser cradle, and everything fully assembled. To put the laser in, it simply just sits and rests on this top part. There's a little rubber coating on this whole area to keep everything nice and safe, and it's a pretty secure mount. It's not going to fall out of it. It is recessed, and it looks like a pretty firm mount as well. To connect up your wires, you plug this USB short cable here into the mount, and then up and over to the laser. And then this long cable is what supplies power to everything. This one, the USB-C, goes on the underside. It plugs in right here in that area, and then this goes to your wall adapter to supply power to everything. As far as assembly, that's it. You're done. That's the entire assembly process and everything you need to put it together, from storage in the case to on your work surface, ready to engrave. That's all you got to do. So this laser, no doubt, is probably one of the more aesthetically pleasing lasers that I've seen on the market today. It is honestly just really nice to look at. The whole design and aesthetics of it are extremely nice. You've got metal construction, you've got streamlined features and layouts, and I can't say enough about the looks of this laser. It definitely looks very nice. As far as these plastic safety shields, these are also extremely great quality. The magnets in them are very strong. They are very easy to set up and configure however you want. You can easily build yourself. Say if I want to show you guys the laser from here, but I don't want to blast my eyes, I can set it up like this, let you guys see what's going on. Or in a more real world scenario where it's just, you're not trying to film your work, it's easy to make the front a little door panel, and then when you're ready to run, close everything off, and then you're good to go. I like this very much. That is a complete 360 safety feature from, here to this height, because a lot of the times when the camera's off, my two kids are in the shop with me, they're doing stuff with me, and we're hanging out, so this is really nice from a safety standpoint. All right, let's go ahead and plug this thing up so we can start seeing some laser action. All right, it is totally powered on. There was a single beep. We have a blue light here on this connector and on the front of the laser to let us know that it is ready, as well as the fan is running. There's a fan on the top that blows air down to help dissipate heat and fumes, and so that is also on. It stays on all the time. So I've downloaded the LaserPecker app on my phone here. Just going to read through the service agreement, use guidelines, disclaimers, and go ahead and agree to those. Let's also read that privacy policy. This privacy policy is probably the longest one I've ever seen in such a device, so you want to read through that carefully, and if you like it, agree to that. Then you check the box that you've read and tap agree at the bottom. Now it's going to tell me to turn on Bluetooth. Go up here, it's searching for the device. Here for my iPhone is where the app is requesting access to Bluetooth, so I say OK to allow. We'll go back and refresh. You see the device here listed up top, so I'll tap on it, and it is now connected. So one of the things you need to do when you first download the app and start using it is to register it. So I'm going to punch in my email address, and then it'll send me a verification code. I'm not really sure why it wants your email and verification, but that's what they ask for. And then they're going to ask for a 6-digit safety PIN. The purpose of that PIN is that you cannot do any jobs on the machine until that PIN is entered on your device. It's an extra safety layer, so pretty cool. I know for a lot of people it might be a hassle, but I don't know. I consider it safety, and that's not a bad thing. All right, we'll go ahead and punch in our email address. All right, and then tap on send code. All right, we're punching in the code, And now we'll do our 6-digit safety pin. I'm going to do all zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The safety pin doesn't have to be like something no one can guess. It's just something that you're going to have to enter in your device every single time before you run a machine. So assuming my kids don't grab my phone, launch the app, set everything up, and then get prompted with the pin, we should be fine. But again, choose whatever you want to. So I'm going to confirm, and we're good to go. Now it wants to take you through an example, kind of a new user setup guide. So at this point, you just follow the prompts of the app. So I'll tap on examples. We will choose a picture. Now it's telling you to put down the test piece of paper that's provided. So I'm going to place the cardboard or piece of paper that they give you right here on top of the work surface. I'm going to tap on next. Here it wants me to adjust the laser distance. Here's one of the really cool features. This is an auto leveling or auto focusing laser setup. To do that, I simply press the button here at the top just one time, or a couple times. There we go. There's a red laser and circle that shows on the material, and it'll automatically raise or lower as need be to focus on that. So let me try and show you that again. We'll use this, and I'll kind of raise this up a little bit with these safety shields here. So a lot taller than the bed. If I press the autofocus button again, it automatically raised for it to be at the correct distance from surface to laser. Extremely cool. Very, very cool. So we'll get this stuff out of the way. Have our paper again, and we'll re-autofocus. Alright, so now I can tap next in the app. Here it's telling me to confirm the correct power supply. It is correct, so here we go. And now we're going to preview. Here's a little warning prompt to let you know it's about to do something. Make sure you're safe. So we'll tap yes here. Here's where it asks for the pin number, 000000. Device is hibernated. Please power off the host power back on and try again. May have went to sleep on me. So I'll tap the little circle button up here. We'll do this. Unplug and plug it back in. Alright, we'll connect. We are connected. Let's see if we can preview now. There we go. Okay, what you're seeing now is an extremely low power dot. It is from the laser, and it is doing an outline of where it's going to engrave. Hopefully the camera is going to show this correctly, but you can see the outline of the dot right here following the ruler. This is showing you where it's going to engrave, and from here, if you want to move your material around to find the correct distance, this is when you want to do that. So let's go ahead and put it, we'll say in this front corner, as close as I can without getting too crazy. Yeah, that works. It's just a test piece after all. Alright, so I'm going to tap on next. Here it's transmitting the engraving data from the phone to the laser. And then here it's going to walk you through the different options you have as far as selecting your material, the power, the depth, and the passes you need. You can read all of these as you go through this. I'm just going to tap through confirm. And now it is ready to start. So I'll tap on start. It's saying, hey, make sure you're safe. So, good reminder. Let me go ahead and put up these safety shields on my side. There we go. So yes, now we are all safe. Put in my pin number, and it does one last trace and we'll begin the engraving. While this laser is running through this test cut, we'll go ahead and go through some of the technical jargon of this thing. The overall engraving surface capabilities is 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters, which is the equivalent of 3.94 inches by 3.94 inches. The overall size is 65 millimeters by 61 millimeters by 53 millimeters. The weight of the machine is 190 grams, It has a 1/2 watt blue-violet laser, so it is not extremely powerful for anything such as slate, tile, aluminum, or metals, but was plenty good enough for papers, foams, softer materials, and things of the sort. The power output range is set from 1 to 100%. The laser and stand are made out of anodized aluminum alloy. It connects through Bluetooth 4.0, supports G-code and JPEG files, operates on both iOS and Android mobile devices. It has a USB Type-C, runs 5 volts at 2 amps, and operating temperature range is from 0 degrees Celsius to 65 degrees Celsius. The test engraving is done, so I'll go ahead and tap on Finish on the app. And here it gives you a little bit of a preview. Here are things that it can and cannot engrave upon. Things it cannot do is metal, stone, ceramics, glass, white material, and transparent materials. Now I would imagine the white and transparent materials can be done as long as you do some kind of a paint or maybe a marker or something on top of them before you do your engraving. As far as materials it can do, it can cut paper, do paper products, leather, bamboo, wooden products, plastic, cloth, cork, and seal, which I think is another word for stickers. Alright, I'll go ahead and tap on End Guidance. Here it shows me if I get lost or want to go through the newbie guide again, that it's over here on the menu, so cool. And then it takes us back to the home page of the app. Here we have a look at our test cut. It was a little bit hot right out of the box, and their settings are a little bit off because it did actually cut through most of this paper. That is both good and bad. It's bad that the initial test cut was too hot, I guess. I don't know, the settings were too intense, but it's good because it does show it can cut through this kind of cardstock material. Next thing I want to do is run through the app here. You basically have 4 different settings here on your home page. The one at the top left is an album. That will access your device's photo album and allow you to select one to then engrave. The other option is to use your camera and actually take a picture of something you want to engrave. So let's say I want to take a picture of us. You guys want to take a selfie? There we go. So we could engrave us as a selfie. Tap on Use Photo. Drops us in and defaults to a bin format. I'm not really sure what that is, but there's the bin. It is really, really dark. We can go over to grayscale, and that is a lot more what you normally will see with engravers. There is the pencil option. That's pretty cool. G-code. Looks like just a kind of a faint outline. And then seal. That looks like, I don't know, maybe the opposite of bin. I'm not sure. Either way, you have the option with the sliders down at the bottom that you can pull it over. Alright, the app froze on me whenever I tried to do grayscale with the camera, although that might be because I'm trying to screen record as well. Maybe that's just putting too much work on my device. Let's go down to creation and see what we can do here. Here we have a text box, so if we want to enter some text. So I have my text here, go ahead and confirm. Here I can resize it by moving this over and kind of pulling the little dot here. Let's see if I can get, yeah, looks pretty good. As far as other options here, you have solid is what we have selected now. You can choose to do hollow text, which looks like just the outline. You can tilt or italicize. We can do barcode if we want to enter numbers. Oh, I just lost my text. Okay, so you can do enter numbers here and it creates a barcode. And then the QR code you can also do. Let's see if I tap on that. What is it? Oh, it converts my text to a QR code. So this is where you could enter in, say if I want to enter in my website, I could do a QR code generation and put that on some stuff. So, pretty cool feature. All right, let's go back to text. Yay, I didn't lose it. That's cool. The other option that isn't up here at the top, it says text and then painting. I'm gonna tap on painting. Hopefully I don't mess it up here. So go to painting. This is where you can literally just kind of like scribble on your device and then engrave that if you want. I'm gonna go back to text. Ah, nice. I love how it saves as I move around and learn things, kind of mess around. I like how it keeps the memory and saves as I go back to my original text, and it doesn't kind of like delete things as you go. So, cool feature. Okay, I'm happy with my text, so I'm gonna tap on next up here at the top right. Here it is ready for me to tell it what size I want. So let me measure my device real quick. 35 millimeters wide and 13 millimeters tall is what it's going to do. So I will say next. Here it's told me, yeah, you took too long designing. The laser went to sleep. Let's reconfirm and connect to it. Now we're back in style, or back in connection. We can also tell we are connected by the blue light on the laser. So I'm gonna tap on next. Here it wants the pin code. Whoop, 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 whoop. Almost messed up. So you gotta be very careful as you're doing this, because you'll get in the habit of just pressing next, next, next. Let me cancel here. I want to preview this. So the preview down at the bottom. This is what you need so you can, line up everything. So let's go ahead and put our material down. In this case, it's going to be plastic. Let's put it down, line it up, and then we will actually engrave this. And you guys will see what in the world I mean by other way. No, the other way. No, the other way. I'm happy with the location and the preview. So over here on my phone, I will go ahead and tell it to quit preview. Now I will tap on next. It's transferring the file from my phone to the laser. Now it's asking the material, so I'm going to tap up top, and let's see if plastic is an option. Yep, there we go. Confirm, and now we will start. Alright, it beeped to signal that it is done. However, I cannot see anything. No indication that anything was done on the cover of that plastic plug. So I'm going to tell it to repeat. We'll go to next. Its default for plastic is 30% power, 30% depth. Given that it shows no signs, let's take it to 100. So let's try 100% power at 30% depth. Tap on start. And here we go. Well, round two, and not a lot of difference. There are about 3 little spots you can see on top of the plug. Those appear to have been at least engraved a little bit, but as I move around it, I see still no indication that it's been engraved. So we'll try a repeat, and this time let's just make a 100% all around the board. 100% power, 100% depth. So we'll give that a try. There we go. Now we see some colors. Alright, 14.5 minute time, and we definitely have something to look at now, don't we? Alright, so I'm going to zoom you on out, and let's see if I can hit this with some sandpaper and clean it up, because it is pretty gnarly. It doesn't look very good as it is. Next thing I want to do is I want to try its abilities on engraving on the back side of this wooden ruler that you get with the kit. And actually, no, let's do the front. Now, one thing to remember, this engraver, you look at it this way, but it's going to do it upside down. But that's okay, because this really needs to be metric, is what I look at the most. So I'm going to leave it facing that way. We'll use the album. We'll pull in the Samcraft logo. Looks okay to me, so we'll do next. Maybe we have 10mm clearance. Let's try that. $10mm is too large for the ruler. I'll say 5. Okay. Yep, 5 looks good. So we'll say next. This material is wood. So 100% power, 80% depth. Tap on start, and let's put the Samcraft brand on this little ruler. That was really quick. So we'll take a look at this. And that's very cool. Turned out pretty good, good quality. Nice. Well, I had to cancel my leather job because this is what happens when you accidentally bump your material as you're filling with the orange protective screens while the job is running. So, phooey. However, the laser does fine with leather, So it does great with leather. It will do plastic. So this little plug that we did, honestly, it overburned it. So even with the capacity of the laser, it is more than enough to do plastic. It will also do wood. We did a couple of these little wooden coasters. These are, I don't know if these are basswood or birch, but they are like a thin little, probably 1/8 inch thick, maybe 3mm wooden coaster. So not bad there. It also did our bamboo utensil, no problem. That turned out fine. And last but not least, the ruler that comes with the kit. It had the precision to do a very, very small engrave with Samcraft logo there, and then the ability to do a larger engraving for the brand on the back. In addition to the materials that I tested out here, I have no problems thinking that it would ever be able to do papers, foam, felt, cloth, and they even advertised doing like oranges or lemons, like burning in designs on the peels of fruit and vegetables. So that's another concept foreign to me, but one that they advertise that I think this laser would have no problem at all doing. So let's talk about who Sam thinks this laser is probably best for and who it's probably not for. So if I had to think about the person or the situation where this would be the correct laser for you, I don't necessarily think of someone in a setting such as myself looking to do large batches and any kind of a business-minded individual. In my opinion, this laser is best for someone who wants to do occasional engravings, wants to kind of learn the feel of laser engraving, maybe wants to have a much more approachable area, not be committed to needing large equipment and dedicated software and then another device to run and program and kind of really get complicated. This is definitely a wonderful entry-level laser as far as ease of entry into the field and the idea of laser engraving as creations, and is one that is honestly easy to learn, very approachable, and overall not really scary in the sense of, ugh, that's a steep learning curve. So let's run through Sam's pros and cons of this laser. First of all, let's start off positive and talk about the good stuff. The size. This is a small, compact, doesn't take up a lot of space. You don't need a huge workshop laser engraver, and that is awesome. In addition to that, the equipment you need to get up and running and use and actually make stuff is super minimal. All you need is a laser kit, the material to engrave on, and either your smartphone, a tablet, or even a computer. Another pro is that design factor and coolness. This is hands down the best looking, most aesthetically pleasing diode laser that I've seen and ever had in my workshop. It is very cool to look at. It definitely looks like something from the future that you would expect to be shooting laser beams out of it, and the build quality matches the cool factor all around the board. From the anodized aluminum body, stand, and encasement around the laser, to the high quality braided fabric coated USB power cables that come with it, and that killer case with the fancy zipper and handle, there is no point of any of this that makes you not like the build quality, craftsmanship, and attention to detail. Another pro is the learning curve needed to use this, to open it up and start making something, is nearly flat. The app walks you through everything step by step. It is great at teaching you the features and the functions of everything, puts it all there nicely for you, and I have zero complaints. I have no concerns that you could take just a generic person off the street, never had any experience or interest with diode lasers, give them the box, make them have the app installed, and then within about 20 minutes, they'll be making stuff. The last pro on my list is the safety features. The fact that this kit comes with the full surround orange plastic panels to protect your eyes from the laser beam, comes with safety goggles, and has built-in safety features within the app before you can start using things, is very, very good. As a dad of 2 young kids who are generally in my workshop, having safety number 1 is my priority, and it's cool to see that a company also prioritizes that and builds in certain measures to remind you and force you to be that much more safe. Alright, let's go through Sam's cons list. What are the bad things? What are the things that you should know, or I think you should know, that are not good about the laser? First and foremost, the power. it is relatively underpowered for diode lasers, especially what else you'll see out there in the market around the similar price point, and that will lead you to possibly have the wrong assumption that this will do materials such as slate and ceramic, all the things I've talked about, that it just can't do. The diode laser built in this machine is just underpowered. I don't know if there are physical limitations on why they went with the power rating they did. I would really love to have seen it have just as powerful laser as in all the other diode lasers we've seen out there, and that would really have just made it that much more awesome. Another con on my list is the size, or the working area of the laser. That 4x4 limitation is really small, especially if you get into the mindset that a lot of my channel is built around, which is small business productions, making things to sell. When you're stuck having to make one thing at a time and it take a while to make, that just kills your productivity and lowers your profits. Now that is specific to someone who is looking at things from a business mindset, and would be very different if you're just a hobbyist or someone that wants to make one thing here and there, and you're not as concerned about a single job taking 15-20 minutes versus trying to just pump out production numbers that someone else would be in a small business environment. Another thing that I'm not particularly fond of is the inability to use a program such as Lightburn with this laser. I'm very accustomed to using Lightburn with my other diode lasers, so it's become just my go-to, my personal go-to for designing and running and controlling everything from within one program. The fact that you have to use the LaserPecker app means that if I want to do something customized, say the monograms and the names that I do a lot of, I would have to design all that, probably in Lightburn, export it as an image file, send it over to my phone or my device, and then from there open it on my device and then get to finally make it. There's a lot of steps from design to final product, and one of the cons in my book. The last con in Sam's book is the speed, and again that's probably related to the low power laser within the module, but it's just really slow. When I'm out in my workshop, I'm generally making things, trying to maximize my time, and of course, we all want the fastest machines possible to do the best job possible, and this guy is just a little slow. There you have it, guys. There is the first look and use case and Samcraft review of the LaserPecker L1 Deluxe Laser Engraver. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. If you are interested in other laser videos, I have a bunch of them, and there's a link to that playlist down below as well. Otherwise, appreciate you watching, take care, and I'll see you next time in the workshop.